Let's talk about the Sinder drama. A saga so overblown it's like the Vtuber community collectively decided to star in their own season of Riverdale. Was what Sinder did messed up? Absolutely. Betraying friends is scummy. But here's the cold truth. Unless you were one of the people in those DMs, this isn't your fight. And what's even worse, the way this whole thing has turned into a circus, content farmers milking views, randos acting like they've been personally backstabbed, and VTubers who have zero connection to the situation suddenly acting like morality police. It's ridiculous. This isn't your drama. Yet here we are watching randos on Twitter write think pieces like they're the Oprah of moral high grounds. So grab your popcorn because we're dissecting why this circus says more about us than it does about Sinder. And remember, it won't delete your VODs, and it won't make the whole VTuber community evil per se. First, let's be real. Backstabbing happens. All the time. You know damn well that if you've ever been in a friend group, high school, college, work, someone talked crap behind someone else's back. Maybe you've even done it yourself. Ever vented to a friend about another friend's annoying habit? Or told your sibling about that one classmate who did something stupid? Congrats. You've participated in mild backstabbing. Does that make you evil? No, it makes you human. I'm not saying backstabbing is good, but it is in fact a human thing. Sinder's mistake wasn't that she did something uniquely horrible. It's that she did it in an industry where screenshots exist and she got caught. That doesn't excuse her actions because it's absolute bullshit that she did that, but let's not pretend she's the first or last person to betray a friend's trust. The only difference? Most people don't have their private drama blasted to thousands of strangers. And let me say this loud and clear. I absolutely fucking hate when people drop private docs or DMs publicly to expose someone. Why? Because it's cowardly as hell. It's the same energy as that one person in your group chat who suddenly screenshots all your private messages and posts them online for clout. Like, congrats, you just turned personal drama into a public execution. What's the goal here? To ruin someone's life? To feel powerful? It's the digital equivalent of dragging someone into the town square for a public stoning. Oh, you're holding them accountable? No. You're outsourcing your confrontation to an army of strangers who'll dox, harass, and memeify a person into oblivion. If you had a problem with Sinder, take it up with her. Don't weaponize the internet to do your dirty work. Because once those docs are out, there's no taking them back. And suddenly, you're not just hurting the person you're mad at, you're inviting thousands of strangers to dogpile them. Think about it. If you've ever had a fight with a friend, would you blast it on LinkedIn? No, because real adults handle shit offline. But in VTubing? Nah, let's turn personal beef into a Netflix mini-series, and once those screenshots drop, there's no undo button. You're not just hurting Sinder, you are torturing her at this point. That's not accountability. That's cruelty with extra steps. Let's be crystal clear. Sinder is not the first and she won't be the last. This isn't about her, well, also about her, but you get my point. It's about a cycle the VTuber community refuses to break. But here's the kicker. Scientists have studied public shaming, and guess what? The brain processes social rejection and humiliation like physical pain. That's right, getting dragged online isn't just drama. It's neurologically equivalent to being punched in the gut. And yet we keep doing it. Why? Because we've convinced ourselves that public executions are accountability. Oh, you're mad at Sinder for backstabbing her friends and you? Cool, seems legit. But let me ask you this. How does you leaking her private DMs make you any better? You didn't expose the truth. You weaponized her private conversations for internet points. You didn't hold her accountable. You invited thousands of strangers to rip her apart. So tell me, if what Sinder did was backstabbing, then what do you call doxing her private messages? If she's a villain for talking behind someone's back, you're the villain for blasting it to the entire world. You know what? Let's play a game. Let me go through your search history. Let me dig up your DMs from every platform. Let me post your vent sessions, your private rants, your dumbest late-night texts. How would you like that? Oh, you don't want that because that's your private life, because that's sensitive? Exactly. That's how Sinder felt. That's how her manager felt. But suddenly when it's them, it's justice. And when it's you, it's invasion of privacy. You can't fight fire with fire. All you're doing is burning the whole damn house down. If you really wanted to resolve this, you'd talk to her like an adult, not turn her into public enemy number one for clout. The funniest part? The VTuber community loves to preach accountability, but only when it's someone else getting held accountable. When Sinder talks behind someone's back, she's a monster. When you leak her private messages, it's for justice. When someone else gets exposed, they had it coming. When you get called out, this is harassment. It's almost like you don't actually care about morality, you just care about feeling superior. You want to be the hero of the story so badly that you'll become the villain to do it. Newsflash, if you have to destroy someone's reputation to prove you're right, then you lost the second you hit post. Let's talk about the mental toll. When you leak someone's private chats, you're not just calling them out, you're signing them up for months of anxiety, depression, and sleepless nights, and it doesn't stop there. Public humiliation can wreck a person's mind. Studies show it triggers not just emotional distress, anxiety, and depression, but also spikes stress, PTSD, suicidal thoughts or attempts, and even things like Stockholm Syndrome, burnout, and full-on trauma. That's straight from Sage Journal's 2024, by the way. But hey, at least you got 10,000 retweets, right? And don't give me that they deserved it crap. If your friend lied about you, would you print their texts on billboards? No, you'd talk to them or cut them off. But online, we've normalized cruelty as clout. You're not fixing the problem. You're becoming it. The Vtuber community loves to preach kindness, but where's that energy when someone's life is getting nuked over petty drama? Spoiler, it's buried under a mountain of retweets and I told you so comments. Here's the uncomfortable truth. If you think leaking private convos is okay, you've lost the plot. Let's say your friend vents to you about their partner. You screenshot it, post it publicly, and caption it "Justice for Good People." Congrats, you're now the villain in someone else's story. But online, we've twisted this into a virtue. They hurt someone, so I'm allowed to hurt them worse. That's not justice, it's vengeance. And it's why the Vtuber community feels like a middle school cafeteria. You can't cry about toxicity while contributing to it. Either grow up and handle conflicts offline or admit you're here for the mess. Now let's address the elephant-sized hypocrisy. Why are Sinder's former friends still subtweeting instead of texting her? You're telling me after the apology the mature move is to keep the drama public? If you're actually hurt, talk to her. Don't vague post like a middle schooler who just got unfollowed on Instagram. So here's my plea: stop putting personal beef online. I'm not saying this to only the fans or artists, but also to VTubers themselves. Unless someone's in actual danger, keep your drama off Twitter, vent to a therapist, write a diary, scream into a pillow, but don't invite 100,000 strangers to dogpile a person because your feelings got hurt. And to the VTuber community, wake up. This isn't holding people accountable. It's performative bullying. Every time you retweet a leaked DM, every time you demand a public apology, you're telling creators, your humanity is content. Until we fix that, the next Sinder is already brewing, and you'll be right there, popcorn in hand, ready to tear her apart too. And speaking of apologies, since when did we become mind readers? Sinder's apology has no emotion. Yeah, because text has tone now. Since when did a period at the end of a sentence mean I secretly hate you? Maybe she's bad at wording things, maybe she's overwhelmed, or maybe she's a robot from the future, who knows? The point is, you don't. This isn't about sincerity, it's about performance. The same people screaming she didn't mean it are the ones who'd call her apology manipulative if she used emojis. The VTuber community doesn't want resolution, it wants a villain. Next up, the clout carousel. Shout out to the VTubers who've never met Sinder but are suddenly tweeting, "I would never betray my friends." Okay? Congrats on being a perfect angel, but nobody asked. Unless you were in that friend group, your 2 cents don't matter. You're just using someone else's drama to make yourself look good. It's like if 2 coworkers had a fight, and then some random employee from a different department stood up in the office and said, "I, for one, would never steal someone's lunch from the fridge." Like, cool? But why are you here? Now let's talk about the real winners in this mess, the content farmers. These clout vultures don't care about justice, they care about engagement. They saw a trending name, slapped on a shocked-faced thumbnail, and suddenly they're the moral authority on friendship? Please. If Nano had never leaked those DMs, none of these channels would have given a single shit about Sinder's behavior. And here's the weirdest part. The second Nano dropped receipts, suddenly everyone had a Sinder horror story. Where were these people before? If she was so terrible, why did it take a public call-out for anyone to speak up? It's almost like people love piling on when someone's already down. Funny how that works. Now let's unpack the manager-boyfriend elephant. Yes, mixing business and pleasure is dumber than a Minecraft dirt house. But guess what? This isn't a VTuber exclusive issue. Ever heard of Hollywood? Politics? The local bakery where the owner's son dates the cashier? Power imbalances are messy, but they're not a community-wide scandal, they're a personal dumpster fire. Unless Cinder's manager boyfriend is rigging esports tournaments or laundering money, this isn't your business. It's a bad rom-com, not Succession. Here's the pill nobody wants to swallow. Entertainment is ruthless. VTubing isn't a friendship simulator, it's a business. Talents get dropped, contracts turn toxic, and yeah, friends get thrown under the bus. Cinder's mistake wasn't playing the game, it was failing to play it well. In Hollywood, agents leak scandals to bury rivals. In music, artists sabotage releases. Cinder's crime, being an amateur in a pro league. Does that excuse her? No. But let's stop pretending this is an industry standard. The difference is, most people are smart enough to keep it behind closed doors. Cinder failed at that, and now she's facing the consequences. But again, that's between her and the people she hurt, not you. Here's why I'm slowly done with the VTuber community. Common sense is extinct. Fans will dox someone over a mispronounced word but stay silent when actual predators get platformed. When fans sent death threats to a VTuber for ignoring their DM, and don't even get me started on morality here, the same people preaching kindness will spam a VTuber's chat with KYS over a minor collab cancellation. It's not about ethics, it's about power. You don't care about justice, you care about feeling superior. Congrats, you've turned fandom into a cult of performative outrage. Here's the brutal truth. The VTuber community has an empathy vacuum. We'll cry over a sad anime arc but mock a creator's mental health breakdown. We'll donate to charity streams then send death threats over a shipping debate. You're not keeping creators humble. You're terrorizing them. And for what? A fleeting sense of power? A trending hashtag? If you can't see the harm in turning a person into a meme, you're part of the problem. Period. Real empathy means walking away from drama, not weaponizing it. Don't lie now, you know damn well what you're doing is wrong. Let's, unpack the flimsy excuses y'all use to sleep at night. First up, they deserved it. Oh really? Since when are you the judge, jury, and executioner? Last I checked, leaking DMs isn't a civic duty. It's revenge. Next, it's public interest. Unless Cinder's secretly funding a militia, nobody needs to see her private venting. Kim Kardashian's divorce was more public interest than this. Then there's I'm holding them accountable. No you're not. If you wanted accountability, you'd talk to her privately. What you're doing is called crowdsourced harassment. Oh, but they did it first. Ah, the classic kindergarten defense. Congrats, you've matched the maturity level of someone who eats glue. Two wrongs don't make a right, they make a toxic fandom. And my personal favorite, I'm just exposing the truth. Cool, then why'd you crop the screenshots? Why add that shady caption? Why post it to your 50,000 followers instead of her DMs? You're not a journalist? You're a gossip columnist with a superiority complex. If you genuinely think blasting private chats online is justice, congrats, you've lost your human empathy. Studies show public shaming lights up the same brain regions as physical assault. You're not a hero, you're doling out digital beatdowns for clout. Sit down. Final truth bomb: this doesn't affect you. Cinder's drama won't make your Oshi quit, it won't delete your favorite VODs. If you're mad because you loved Cinder, ask yourself, did you know her, or just the persona she sold? If you're upset because you liked Cinder and feel betrayed, that's valid. But recognize that your feelings are about your perception of her, not the actual personal betrayal that her friends experienced. Parasocial relationships aren't friendships. Your outrage isn't justice, it's a fanfic where you're the hero. And if you're just here for the drama, you're the problem. You're why content farms thrive. You're why every minor spat becomes a hashtag. So do us all a favor. Close the tab, watch a cat video, and let the people involved handle their mess. Because unless you're in the group chat, this isn't your story. I'm not defending Cinder, what she did sucked. But turning her into the VTuber Voldemort, that's on us. Real life isn't an anime arc, it's messy, private, and nobody needs a peanut gallery of strangers screaming, plot twist. So unless you're part of the story, step back. Let people resolve their own mess. And ask yourself, why do I care more about internet strangers' drama than my own life?